We're going to go out and start looking at this train out in the garden. So let's go there. Well everybody, welcome to Robert's Train Set. And you might have a good guess at what this is about, seeing the thumbnail. So, got me tea, and I'm sitting out in the garden. And I'm this far back because the box I'm going to hold up is pretty big. And you've guessed it, it's this. The old Hornby Flirt. This is a 4-car set. And what we're going to do is, I'm just going to take the lid off and we'll have a look at it in the box quickly. A few photos of how it came and a few strange things actually. And I'm out in the garden because if you noticed on that thumbnail again, there was a nice bit of heather, wasn't there? It was nice. Well, I don't think my grass out here has come to that yet, but there is a bit that I saw on breakfast about letting your grass grow, or your lawn grow, for the whole of May, and that's what I'm going to do. And I've got hundreds and hundreds of daisies here, which I'll show you a bit closer up to, and I just want to see what comes up in the month of May. Now mine wasn't really a lawn to start with, it's grass, but I just thought I'd give it a go. And as you all know, I'm a bit lazy, so it saves me having to cut it, doesn't it? So let's now go back inside and we'll have a look in the box, shall we? So as you saw, it's a pretty big box, isn't it? And I'll show you later on how this was delivered. And it's the first time I've ever seen any train or engine, for that matter, delivered in this way. Well, there's the feeble instructions that you tend to get with Hornby. It's blown away by, all the other manufacturers, to be honest, but there we are. I suppose most of it is there that you want. And of course, this being DC ready, no stuff for the sounds. So this is how you configure the train, which I'll have a look at a bit later on, in this video, I think. So it comes off with that. It's actually packed quite well, isn't it? It's all sort of protected and got the little pack. So what I wanted to do was just try this, because it's obviously only DC, isn't it? So let's see how we get on with that, shall we? So I wanted to test that it worked. So had a little look at it. It's not particularly heavy, I can say, but it's nicely done, I must admit. Yeah, and it's nice to have a train in a box, isn't it? So as you can imagine, this is far too long to fit all on here. So I'm just going to do the halves, because they should work. And I'll just pan along a little bit. I mean, there's been a few videos on this, so yeah, the detail is absolutely amazing, especially the roof, as everybody mentions, I think. So what I wanted to do was, I'm going to use this 9-volt battery, but unfortunately only got about 6 or 7 volts in it. So let's see how we get on, shall we? So the front half of the train, I'm assuming, I'm not sure. We'll see how that runs. See if we can get it to go into the station, shall we? Oh, here it comes. Right, yeah. Whoop. Not great at holding the battery on the rails. And you notice there's no lights. I don't think there's enough power to light the lights. Will it go backwards? It will indeed. Well, that's what 6 or 7 volts will do for your train running. So then I decided to use the back part, but there's no bogey on it unless you join up the little centre bit, and I didn't want to do that at this stage. So what did I do? Oh, as it comes through, I see it. My little camera bogey, I use that to sort of give it some wheels at the back, and it worked really well, as you can see. It's my holding the battery on that stops it. That's what's the major cause of that, I think. So let's go back in time, and this is how it was delivered. Within 24 hours, from Rails of Sheffield. And I said it was a strange, well it was, because it was this brown box, you can see, with this bubble wrap around it and some brown paper. That was it. No big box, nothing. So there's a big box, and as you can see it's got a label on the end of that one with what it is. And yeah, and then the set itself was wrapped in a bubble wrap bag inside that brown box. That was it. And again with the label on the box. It's a nice box, and it got here with no damage at all. And that's what's on the side of the box. Lovely, isn't it? Very nice, I like that. So let's now go back to the garden. And yes, here's all my daisies. Now I must say there's not much else except for dandelions, which I'm sure will be coming up soon. But they do have a nice yellow flower on them before they cause mayhem. And these look like bluebells, but I don't think they are. I'm sure somebody will tell me. I'm no gardener, absolutely not. And I've got the buddleia there that's been there a long time. And we'll come back to that in a minute. I just went on a little bit tighter to the grass. And I do like daisies, I must admit. They really look nice. And there's, as you can see, hundreds of them. So this is a pot. These have just self-seeded. No idea what they are, but they're really pretty. And they got a butterfly, which is amazing, isn't it? Amazing. So as you can see, my buddleia and my clematis napolensis, if that's right, have joined over my arch, which is pretty good. So let's get back to the trains. That's enough gardening, isn't it? So I had another parcel, there it is, and it came on a Sunday, and it was from Roads and Rails, Richard. And this was what was inside it. So let's have a bit of sprouting from me. Everybody, here we're back again. When I'm in the conservatory, fairly early in the morning for lack of heat, really, more than anything. And as you might have seen from the photographs just before I came on, I got this sent through the post. And it might surprise you, although it probably won't, that this has come from Richard at Roads and Rails and their ESU decoders. Now, this is going to be quite a long story, so I'll try and shorten it as much as I can. To actually buy the set, which is sitting on the layout there in two halves, well, three bits really, I haven't joined it together. I obviously need to put some sound decoders and some decoders in it to make it work, because I'm all DCC, aren't I? And my intention was at the beginning of all this to get the Hornby HM7000 decoders for it, three of them, with another bass speaker. And Richard was actually doing a deal for the three decoders you need plus the thing for about, well, £174. But then because I haven't ever put any sounds on these, and there's three of them to do, I decided it was worth £25 to him for him to put them on. I think he's done a few more than I have, hasn't he? So yeah, that's what I was aiming to do. Now, just even buying the train itself, I was given a hint that there was some a company up north that was doing them about £20 cheaper than Rails of Sheffield and a lot cheaper than obviously Hornby. So I had a look and I did actually click on it to buy it, but I had so much hassle, it froze basically. It just said we are going to do your payment, and yeah, it just went on and on with the old, So in the end, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't click out of it or anything. So in the end, I just had to turn it off. And I was a bit worried about this. I thought, has the money gone out? Whatever. So I actually went to the credit card people and found out that no transaction had taken place. I think it froze. But I tried to ring them and email them and I got nowhere, absolutely nowhere. So I'm sorry, that company, you're gone. I'm not going to use you again. So great. So I went on to Road and Rails, and and clicked on this new, you know, this free Hornby decoder offer. Got a very nice email back from Richard to say that unfortunately Hornby, and not just Hornby minions, but Hornby top brass, had really let him down. Got a really long email from him. In fact, I suspect he sent it out to all his customers that he'd had to let down. And yeah, basically Hornby, yeah, didn't supply what they said they would supply, shall we say. So he offered obviously to give me my money back because he couldn't fulfil the order. But he also said, you know, I can give you some ESU sound files for the same money. Now you might think, wow, that's great, free sound decoders for the cost of that. Not quite. One sound decoder and 2 lock pilots. So he's saying, and I'm taking his advice because he's got a lot more knowledge than I have in this field, that this will work, and if you have the 2 other sound decoders at each end, it doesn't make an awful lot of difference, is what he's saying. It's not really worth the money. And you know, we'd be talking about almost the cost of the whole train, wouldn't we? You know, getting on for £400 for that lot. So that's what's in this, or rather it's sitting on the table there, but you know. So we'll have a look at those. We'll have a look at the train sitting on the, what's the name, and my brain is telling me that some things on this train will not work as they would if you had the Hornby HM7000. Basically because the centre bit where the decoder will be, the sound decoder, isn't really wired into the rest of the train. So I suspect I'm going to lose maybe some of the bits. Now if you look at the, and I'll get this, if you get the very good sheet of functions, I mean there are 30, actually I think there's more than 30 functions on this. No, 30 functions, but there's some CVs that you can change. But it all seems to be here as far as I can see. We've got configurable passenger information announcements, which is what you get. Cabin footstep lights. Alarm read test. Drive hold. Driver's door slam and safety lock. Passenger doors open close door indicator lights. It says see notes below, which I didn't actually get the notes below, although I assume it was these. Yeah, don't know. We'll have to see. So this is a bit of a, well, a try and see what he says. So you know, for the price of, I've got ESU, which I think we'll all probably agree are probably a bit more reliable than the Hornby HM7000. So I'm waffling here, haven't I? So let's get on with it, and we'll have a look at the train on the tracks as it is at the moment. I've taken the little covers off the, what's the name, but obviously with the centre one, you actually have to take it apart. So we'll go and have a look at that, shall we? So let's have a look at what I was given. I'll just give you a photograph of the ends of them, just for you to see what I've got. Okay. So I know that was a lot of waffle, but I wanted to tell my story, and it was quite a story. So that's what I was sent from Roads and Rails, and yes, they fit in these. So obviously the lock pilots just go in each end, and there you are. I'm sort of in the process of doing that. And why can't Hornby leave the stay alive in for us? That'd be nice. So I was a bit perplexed a bit by what was on here. So we've got pantograph end and non-pantograph end. Yes, and then obviously the sound decoder. So you know the sound decoder goes in the centre bit, but they both got pantographs, so I can only assume that's for the 3-car set, which I hope he hasn't done, but we'll have to see. And there's the lock sound, it's got to go into that. Now, as you can see, the layout for the 3-car and the 4-car here. So this being a 4-car, it goes like that. And yes, you've got to take it apart basically. So there we are, sitting there ready to be cannibalised perhaps. And the first thing to do is to take off the bogie with the cables. Came off very, very easily, I must admit. Of all the multiple units I've got, this uncouples the easiest. Absolutely great. And it comes off with the, toothpicks. It comes off reasonably easy. Quite hard to get at. And then the other bit comes off that the decoder goes on, and then you put the speaker underneath and stick it on, which is what I've done. Put the body back on, and then it's just a case of obviously clipping the bogie back in, which again was nice and easy. Just take it easy is what I would say. So then I took it up into the loft in the 2 halves and the bits. It's not that easy. And then clipped it all together, and there we are. We've got a complete train finally. It's great. I'm pleased about that. So with the train up here and all connected for the first time, it was a case of getting the computer and the power on, which I've now done. And you can probably see here, the train has got lights all the way through. So I've got to say, I've got a certain amount of fear on this, that a lot of the stuff that will work with a Hornby decoder won't work with these ESUs. For the simple fact, the sensor unit with the decoder in it, the sound decoder in it, is not connected electrically to the other 2 halves. So I think a lot of the stuff that you would get with Hornby is going to be missing on this. And if that is the case, I'll have to decide what I want to do. But let's see if it runs, shall we? So I'm running this train on the default number 3. I've added some of the functions into the computer. So let's have a look and see if it actually runs forward. I'm wondering whether one end will try and drive the opposite way to the other. We'll see. So I was expecting it to go the other way, but never mind, it works. So I was expecting it to make an appearance at this end, and nothing happened, and I sort of wondered why. So I went and had a look, and it wasn't running, or it wasn't travelling forward. So I freed it, and yes, then it works. Now what caused that? Have a look in a minute, I'll show you a picture. So, she ran. Was it without problems? Not at all. You might notice I've now come on to the inside track, and I'll just show you a photo of why I've done that. Yes, it's the platform. The overhang is too much for my layout. So I think that middle layout, middle track will be a no-go. I should be okay on all my other tracks because I haven't got a curved platform right round the end like that. So let's give it a little run around here, and I'll turn the sound on, I think the electric, and we'll see how we go with that. So that's what I did. I kept clicking the button to get the sound to work, and no, it didn't seem to want to do any sound at all. So very disappointed, as you can imagine. So I'm very sorry to announce that I've got no sound whatsoever. The train will run forward and backwards, as you saw. The lights have all come on inside, and the head codes and the lights, but all the controllable sounds and lights are not working. So have I got a dodgy decoder? Maybe, I don't know. Or have I put it in the wrong way? I don't think I have. I did it exactly the same as the 2M ones, so a bit more investigation, I'm afraid. So I thought it might be dirty track or something like that for this little sensor bit, but no. There's only pickups on the one bogie of this, and one of those was missing. It wasn't actually connecting to the wheel. So I had to take it apart to try and bend the contact back to the wheel, which was a bit of a fluff, as you can imagine. And then would it work?
And AWS operational.
So yes, it does, and amazingly it works with the train apart. So all I can think of is it travels round the rails, I would think. So, shall we try that again and see if we can get some noise out of it this time? And I am shortening all these sounds. They go on for quite a long time, a lot of them. So, yeah, I've shortened them where I can.
Please familiarise yourself with the safety notices displayed throughout the train. AWS and AWS operational.
So as there's no catenary, let's have the diesel engine start, shall we? Well, hello everybody. I thought I'd finish where I began, out in the garden here. Obviously on this Flirt from Hornby. And this is now about 6 days or so. It's the 16th of May, and the sun is really bright up there. And the grass is looking much the same. It's grown a bit, but we've had no rain. And yes, we have got some dandelions growing. And I must admit, it's quite nice to see the yellow flowers from the dandelions. To see if I can whip them out before they spread their mayhem everywhere, won't I? So, as I said, I've got the Flirt box out here. The actual train is up in the loft, and although I said it was easy to uncouple, which it is, I suspect I won't do it very often. I'll leave it up there because it's awkward to get down into the house, and then when I get it down there, where do I put it? They're all a bit long. It's not like I have an engine in the little showcase I've got, is it? You know. So, what do I think of A, the train, and B, the ESU decoders that Richard at Road and Rails suggested? And he did suggest, as I said earlier, just having one sound decoder in the centre bit and 2 lock pilots at each end, and they've worked out well, I think. I was amazed that you can split the train apart and it all still works. That was, I just didn't believe that could happen. I'd be interested to see if you could do the same with the Hornby HM7000 and do the same, have the HM7000 in the centre bit and then do just some normal decoders at each end. I wonder. If any of you are thinking of doing that, have a go. See if that will work. I don't know. Should do, I suppose. Don't know. So, what do I think? I've said that before, haven't I? I like it. I think it's a good... you might be surprised for me to say this, but I think it's a good value train. And you are buying a train, remember, not just an engine. So, £400. Yeah, okay, £400. So it's £100 per carriage, just genuinely it out. And you get the centre bit, the little highly detailed roof and sides for the diesel engine section for nothing. But that isn't the case if you buy the free car set, which I think a lot of people are buying. There you pay £359, I think it is, from Rails of Sheffield. So there you're paying £100 per carriage, but you're paying an extra £59 for the little centre bit. So yeah, this set is the best value. It's a bit like going to the grocers or the supermarkets and looking at how much each item is, and you get each item cheaper the bigger the packaging that you buy, don't you? So no different. Like groceries. As for the ESU, yeah, it's worked. It wasn't its fault that it didn't work when I initially turned on the sound, because that was the fault of the Hornby layout train. Obviously, one of the little ladies that have got these very manipulative fingers that can do all this bit, and I couldn't, just repairing that pickup was all I could manage, I think. Just made a mistake, and we all do that, don't we? So, fair enough. So, I think to summarise, I'm still going to put all the functions in and change the number of it, and we'll see how many of them actually work. Now, I know one that doesn't work, and that is the cockpit cab light and the step light. They don't seem to want to come on. And I'm tending to think, although I could be wrong, but I'm tending to think that's the Hornby's problem, not the ESU's problem, because all the other bits that I tried that I didn't think would work did. So I think we might have a a fault there. Now I think some people have had faults with their Flirts, haven't they? So this might just be another one of those. But overall, I'm happy. I'm glad I've bought it. In a way, it would have been better to buy the 3-car one, because then I could have run it on this downstairs conservatory layout. But this one is just too big to do that. And although you can run the 2 halves together without the diesel bit, obviously with this one, if you do that, you don't get any sound at all. So yeah, but yeah, I'm happy, I think. And I will say to Hornby, not that they'll watch this, but if they actually bought out these sets with the sound fitted, I might buy another. I might buy the free coach set. Need the money to recover from all its spending at the moment, but yeah, I probably would do that. I think it'd be nice to have one down here and one up there. Right, anyway, so I thank you all for watching. Please give it a like. I'm having trouble getting likes at the moment. I'm obviously not doing something right, but please watch out for my next one. And it might possibly be quite a way away when the Mayflower perhaps comes back from CMC. But that's 6 weeks away, I think. But I may get one in before that. Anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next. Bye.